Hello, my name is Mitchell Wagers. Today, we're going to be discussing the kudzu vine. This vine was native to Asia and it was introduced to the United States in the late 1800s. Its initial purpose was for erosion control and as an ornamental plant, and today it is a notorious invasive species that you may have seen even as far as up here as Ohio. Some characteristics of kudzu. Kudzu is a perennial vine in the pea family. It hosts up to 3 broad leaflets that are around 4 inches across. Flowers do grow in being about half an inch long, purple, and fragrant. In the late summer to early fall, kudzu hosts brown, hairy, flattened seed pods, each of which contain up to 10 smaller seeds. Kudzu blooms from July through September. Kudzu kills or degrades other plants by smothering them under a solid blanket of leaves, by girdling woody stems and tree trunks, and by breaking branches or uprooting entire trees and shrubs through the sheer force of its weight. Once established, kudzu plants grow rapidly, extending as much as 60 feet per season at a rate of about 1 foot per day. Kudzu outcompetes everything from grasses to trees by shading them from sunlight. These are some images of kudzu to give you an idea of what it looks like. On the left, we have the start of a kudzu invasion as it encroaches on a farmer's livestock. And on the right, we have an actual picture of the flower and the large leaves that it's known for. The spread of kudzu within the U.S. Approximately 15 species of kudzu are known throughout the world, and they're all native to China, Taiwan, Japan, and India. For more than 2,000 years, Asian cultures have utilized kudzu for medicinal, practical, and economic purposes. These include using dried kudzu for medicine and even kudzu fibers for clothing. Within the United States, we first encountered the vine in 1876 as a display at the Japanese exhibition of the Philadelphia Centennial Exposition. All the plants were destroyed by law after the exhibition. Even then, they recognized its power. By early 1900, the seeds were imported and sold for use as a vine to shade porches and feed animals through mail order catalogs. The Soil Erosion Service was established in Congress in 1933 as a response to the famine and depression that was taking over the United States. And its goal was reducing erosion caused by poor farming practices in the South. About 85 million kudzu plants were given to southern landowners by the Erosion Service for land revitalization and to reduce soil erosion and add nitrogen to the soil. As we're going to come to see, nitrogen is the biggest issue with kudzu. By the 1950s, kudzu had spread throughout the South due to the warm climate, rainfall, and other factors that enhanced its growth rate. Now let's talk about the impact ecologically of kudzu. One important factor to note is the biodiversity lost. It outcompetes native flora and it reduces habitat availability for other species. It has mass effects on the soil and water of its surrounding environment. It alters nutrient cycling and may increase soil erosion. Measurements showed that some rates of nitrogen cycling were up to 10 times faster in soils where kudzu had invaded. Furthermore, the researchers found that kudzu caused a doubling of emissions of nitrogen oxide from soils along with volatile organic compounds, which are the precursor to ozone pollution in the lower atmosphere and the main component of smog. While ozone in the Earth's upper atmosphere protects living things from on the surface from harmful ultraviolet rays, in the lower atmosphere it can damage other plants and cause respiratory problems for humans. And of course, as mentioned earlier, kudzu has a substantial impact on wildlife. The loss of native plants will affect food sources and habitats, as mentioned earlier. Kudzu growing in forest plantations can weigh down and smother seedlings and saplings. Larger trees blanketed by kudzu may be more prone to wind throw. Considerable time and money are also spent at national and state parks, as well as other federal and state lands, to control kudzu. These are some images of the potential devastation that kudzu can wreak On the surface, it may not look so bad, but you could see how the vine can overtake something even as large as a tree by just encasing it in an almost tomb. Control and management of kudzu. Kudzu can create forage for livestock and poultry, though it has limitations. Some farmers still utilize its deep root system, which allows it to obtain moisture for growth, which other forage species don't often do. And all types of grazing animals will eat the kudzu, including bugs, which they damage the kudzu, but it's not enough to have a substantial impact. Landowners at the moment can get kudzu under control, but eradication from the United States is not feasible. In conclusion, kudzu is an evident cautionary tale. This vine shows the need for responsible environmental management. And if you're interested, you can learn much more through these two pieces of media I've listed below. The first is a book by Ayurela Hornmuller, which I don't think I pronounced correctly. It's called Devoured. This was what initially captured my interest in the vine. And the second is a small short film on kudzu from 1977. It's a little old, but I think it still holds up. And these are my citations for all of the things I've talked about so far. Thank you very much for listening to my presentation, and you have a good day.